where we got Ruben Rivera. What's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. Use hashtag Raiders. Okay, Mitch, these Chiefs love us. They stay tuned into the show, too. Shout out to the Raider family. Stay loyal. Yeah, I do see some Chiefs fans in the comments section. So if you guys want to subscribe to the show, Chiefs fans, you can do youtube.com/Raiders Report. Silver and black looks good on everyone. I wouldn't mind at all. Let's go to Troy, your boy, 66. Everyone spam F Bombay Raiders for life. Yeah, that was the Chiefs fans. So, F the Chiefs. It's all good. Hopefully we can catch up to them because whether we like it or not, that's the team you're trying to catch. But that's the team everybody's trying to catch. And when you got a guy like Patrick Mahomes, it does make it a little bit difficult. Ruben, appreciate it. And seeing some FABs in there as well. Let's go to Raider Nation Trish. How many touchdowns will Carr have this year? So I broke down my projection for Derek Carr. So I do have a listicle for you guys, which we'll get to. I don't really want Derek to have 35 touchdowns because, believe it or not, I think if that's the case, I think like we're playing from behind and it could be a lot of like garbage time stats. When I look at when we won last year, it was really on the running game, and that's how I want to win. So here are my Derek Carr projections. I think he's going to go out and have 26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. If this happens to me, that means the Raiders win 10 games. Let's go to King. What up, King? Who gets more snaps, Foster Moreau or Jason Witten? Honestly, I think Jason Witten might actually get more snaps. However, I think Foster Moreau gets more quality of snaps. Like, as much as I like Witten and as much as you can respect Witten, he was brought onto this team to help Foster Moreau. But I do see Witten getting early playing time, and then I just think the Raiders are like, wait a minute, Foster Moreau is just a lot more talented. So I do think Witten ends up getting more snaps when it's all said and done, but I do think Foster Moreau has a better stat line at the end of the year. Let's go to Jake. Will Mad Max eclipse his sack and forced fumble totals from last year? 10 sacks and 4 plus forced fumbles over under. So I'll say he's going to be right around that 10 again. And then 4 forced fumbles, I'm going to take the under there, which, so for those of you that don't know, 10 plus sacks and 4 forced fumbles, like there's only 8 players ever that have been a rookie to do that. And I believe 6 out of those 8 went on to win Rookie of the Year. And I mean, you're looking at players like Javon Curse. I have the exact players on my Instagram, so you can go check them out. But if you guys are curious about it, seriously, go look into it. So, but I'll say over 10 sacks. I'm thinking like 10.5, and then like 3 forced fumbles. Let's go to another super chat here from Henry. Chiefs fans are queefs too. Okay, a lot of haters here. All right, so we got a super chat coming in from Ryan. What up, Ryan? Xbox or PlayStation? What are the odds that we have a top 10 defense this year? I would say top 10 defense is probably only one Chucky head because going from like bottom 5 to top 10 is very tough. Do I think our defense is going to be a lot better? Yes. Top 10 is a little bit of a stretch. Xbox or PlayStation? I have an Xbox 360 at my home. Do I ever play? No. The video game that I guess console that I play the most, I guess is a Nintendo 64. I play more Nintendo 64 than I play Xbox and PlayStation. But if I'm being honest with you, I haven't played video games in like, I played Halo with producer Dylan like 5 months ago. So, all right, we'll keep it moving. Ryan, appreciate the super chat. So if you guys want me to do more player interviews, all I want you to do is this. We'll keep it simple. I want you to go to Instagram. I want you to go to Twitter, look up the player that you want me to interview, and then DM them my Instagram handle, okay? At Mitchell Renz 365. It's the same on Twitter as well. And say, like, hey, Damon Arnette, I want you to join the Raiders Report. Hey, Henry Ruggs, I want you to join the Raiders Report. Provide the link. The more we get, the better. And everyone in the comments right now is saying that I'd get roasted. So, guys, I don't play video games. Let's go to Steven. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Raider Nation for life. FAB, F Tom Brady, and F the Chiefs. I think you got your money's worth there. So everyone type Raider Nation for life. Everyone type FAB. Everyone type FTB. And everyone type F the Chiefs. I don't know. That one's for Chucky heads. All right, let's go to Milan. Got it right finally. Do you think Renfro will be a top slot receiver in the near future? Also, I'm in the Raiders GC. with you on Insta. Okay, so the Raiders group chat. I'm in a Raiders group chat with, I believe, like 10 people. Do I think that he'll be a top slot receiver in the near future? I think he's going to be a good slot receiver. I'm not going to say one of the top ones, right? I mean, I think Hunter Renfrow for us is going to be around that 500-yard mark, probably around 4 or 5 touchdowns, and he really needed to step up last year because we had a lot of people go down. When you look at his usage early on in the year, he wasn't used as much, right? I mean, we had a healthy Tyrell Williams, but once Josh got banged up a little bit later on in the year, once Tyrell got banged up later on in the year, we were forced to, use Hunter Renfrow. I like him. He's a good player, but I think, again, he's only going to be like a player that we need here and there, not a super top slot receiver. I don't look at him like a Julian Edelman, but he is going to be a solid player for us. Let's now go to Jeremy S., another super chat rolling in here. Who gets more yards this year, Ruggs or Jacobs? So if you're asking me total yards, I like this question. So if you think it's going to be Henry Ruggs, I want you to type R for Ruggs. If you think it's going to be Jacobs, I want you to type J for Jacobs. Now for me, I think Josh Jacobs is going to have an absolutely insane year, right? It's why I projected over 1,520 yards. And I think when you look at what our team is going to be able to do, and I think about what we're trying to do, it's going to be getting Josh a little bit more involved. Excuse me. But when I look at Henry Ruggs, I know that he's unbelievably talented, right? I mean, for any player to have basically 25% of his touches go for touchdowns, that's incredible. But again, this is going to be a run-first offense, and our main player is going to be Josh. So I'm going to type my J, and I see everyone else typing J for Josh Jacobs. So I want you guys to guess something, okay? Because quarantine hasn't been the kindest to me, I'll be honest with you. So I packed on some weight, and it is. Dylan said it's getting in the middle of my gains. It 100% is. Like, I can't go to the gym. All I do is I run for fun now. Like, I'm not into cross country, but apparently I am. So what I want you to do is I want you to guess my weight. I don't like running, but I have to run, so the amount of beer I normally drink on this show, the amount of beer I drink in general, plus if I didn't run, it wouldn't be that good. So I'm seeing 150. I'm more than 150. 165. It's more than 165. Harrison. Zed Zula 182. Raider Joker says 180. I'm seeing a 195 in there. I am not 200 pounds. And yes, I did weigh myself this morning. That's why I put this on here. The correct answer is from DamC79, which is 179 pounds. But if you're like me, if you're trying to lose a few extra pounds, luckily for you, I got this awesome deal here from pandasups.com. So it's in the description. It's in the comments section. 50% off everything on the website. So literally anything. 50% off when you use code Raiders. It's pandasups.com. And if you don't believe me that I use their products, go check out my Instagram because their products are amazing. My favorite personally is the pre-workout. Gives you a little energy, kind of gets you working. The fat burners work really well too. Plus, if you can't sleep, they do have sleep aids, which puts you right out. All right, we got a super chat coming in here from the numbers. Mitch, are you going to any of the Raiders games? What do you think Raiders go against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Super Bowl 55, the John Gruden Bowl? So, if the Raiders play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl, that would be insane because it'd be the first time ever that a team, the Buccaneers, would play a Super Bowl at their home stadium because Super Bowl 55 this year is in Tampa Bay. I don't think the Buccaneers make it to the Super Bowl, and as much as I love the Raiders, hey, if we can make it there, great, but we need a lot of players to step up. I'm going to look more at Week 7 where I have the Raiders beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 28-27 because we get that Week 6 bye. We get 2 weeks to prepare for Tom Brady. And am I going to any games? As of right now, the only game that I am going to be going to, if everything is scheduled to plan, will be Raiders versus the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, if you guys want me to go to games, hit me up. If you're a Raiders group that's having a party, you want me to host it, let me know. But I'm hoping I can go to some games this year. But as y'all know, tickets are a little pricey. So if you got season tickets, if you want a guy to tag along, hit me up. You guys know where to find me. Let's now go to Milan. What up, Milan? Who's using #Raiders. Who will be more impactful on defense, Arnette or Robertson? #Raider Nation for life. I think the answer here is Damon Arnette, right? He was the reason why when you get drafted in round 1, he should be the guy that's more impactful. Now, I think Robertson is terms better value, and I love what Robertson's going to be able to do out of the nickel. But for Arnette, I anticipate him playing 300, maybe 400 snaps this year, and I think he's going to be able to learn behind Prince Amukamara, where Robertson, on the other hand, I don't think maybe plays only 200 snaps, but I like this question a lot. I know how much you guys like Amik, so who's going to have the bigger impact in 2020? If you think it's going to be Damon Arnette, type A. If you think it's going to be Amik Robertson, I want you to type R. So I'm actually kind of curious how this all votes, or how this one comes down, because in terms of value, I would vote Amik Robertson, but in terms of like how I think the players are actually going to be used in playing time, I do think Damon Arnette's going to be the one that has the bigger impact. So A for Arnette, R for Robertson. Let's now go to Manny. What up, Manny? What do you think Trayvon Mullen's stats will be? So last season he had 50 tackles, 42 solo, 10 pass breakups, and an interception. And then when you look at his coverage stats, he gave up, 38 receptions. He gave up 447 yards, 2 touchdowns. So I'm going to go with he gets probably closer to that kind of like 60, 61 tackles mark. But the number I want to come down is completion percentage. The receptions, he's going to play a lot more. So if it's around 38 again, if he's giving up 447 yards, like that's okay with me. But I do think that in terms of touchdowns, maybe only 1 touchdown given up. We do have a lot more players that are going to be able to rack up like the tackles and force fumbles. For me, though, Mullen, I want to see more interceptions because I think like that's when you take an average cornerback and turn him into a great one. It's the ball skills. So, Mullen, if you're watching, let's get some more INTs. So, for all y'all that want nonstop silver and black coverage, the Raiders Report is the YouTube channel for you. And I am trying to get to 50K subs. I'm trying to get another live show. I'm trying to get some more players come on the show as well. And honestly, it helps when you hit that subscribe button. So if you know a diehard Raider fan, if you want people to join the live show so I can do more of them, send the link below to the biggest Raider fans you know, youtube.com/Raiders Report. So we got a few more questions, and then I'm going to get out of here, unless the only way I'm going to stick around is if we get more Super Chats. So that's just a FYI for y'all. Do you see Ferrell getting 8+ sacks this year? The reason why I say no to this question is because it's the same reason why I think it's going to be tough for Maxx to get 10. We just have a lot more talent on defense, right? So you're going to see a lot more sacks be split up. Last season he had 4.5. 2.5 of those did come against the Chargers. For me, when I look at my stat projections, it actually comes out to just 7 sacks for Ferrell. But again, can he do it? Absolutely. Would it surprise me? No, not really. But when I look at Carl Nassib, when I look at Maxx, when I look at a lot of the other defensive players, I just think that 8 sacks is just a little bit too steep for Clelin Ferrell. So if I missed your question, I'm sorry. After the show, I go in my DMs on Instagram. So if I missed it, give me a follow. That way it kind of like puts your question up at the top. And then you can DM me anything, okay? I appreciate everyone who tunes in. A lot of questions came in. So again, if I missed it, hit me up on IG. It's at Mitchell Renz 365. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.